I just did a video about Ludwig calling out Asmongold for his chat, saying that they're not going to play a DEI woke game because there was a black lady in it, which is super dishonest. And also, based as fuck Asmongold's chat, because that's usually the case. But, like, he has no fucking right whenever he did that shit to Mango. But if you want to watch all that, it was literally the video right before this one. But Tectone has responded to Ludwig. Let's check out what he's got to say about this whole fucked up, stupid situation.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today is actually going to be a little bit different from my normal videos. Unfortunately, a content creator by the name of Ludwig has invoked my name. And Ludwig has enough viewers where I'll actually give a fuck. Because blasting me in front of that many people, well, obviously I gotta say something, right? Obviously I gotta say something. So we're gonna say something. Now, I would like to pretense this. I know...
Dude, Ludwig is an actual fucking moron. Why is he extending this out? He should have just took the L and not said anything. He's making everything worse. Let's fucking go. They're fucking retarded, dude. All these people on the left, they're fucking retarded. Not all of them. I'm on the left. I'm retarded, but I'm not. Whatever. The insane leftists. Let's say that. I say I'm on the left as a joke, but I actually literally am. I mean, at home, I'm right wing, but socially, I am left wing. Like, I don't care about gay people. I don't care about trans, none of that. And that's like the main issue for the left for some reason.
There's a lot of people who don't like Ludwig right now.
True.
I know that's...
I haven't liked Ludwig for a very long time, pretty much since I first discovered who he was. I thought he was funny when I first found out who he was, and I watched some of his podcast, or whatever that trash podcast was. It was super boring, and it was not good. That's why he had to stop doing it, because nobody was watching it. I watched the one with Hank Green on there. Hank Green, kinda based. He is a little bit woke, though.
How it is. And I know for me, it's very beneficial for me to say, oh, I fucking hate Ludwig. The guy's a piece of shit. The guy's a rat. And to be honest, I did say the rat, but that's just for clickbait. That's just for views. You know how that goes.
Well, he's not as bad as Hassan Piker. I'll give him that. But he is friends with Hassan Piker, so that makes him almost as bad.
To be completely honest, I was actually a big fan of Ludwig for...
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan, but, you know...
quite a while. To be honest, I still think he's honestly a pretty okay guy.
Yeah, and he makes some decent content. He makes all right content. Watchable most of the time. But he's a fucking idiot.
Not really as much as he used to be, but honestly, I got no issues with the guy. But recently, I did a little bit of calling him out. I did a little bit of calling him out.
Yeah, he seems like he's a dumb jock who's gonna say anything that he can to keep his popularity, to stay the top guy, the most popular. And that's trash. It's like straight up high school bullshit.
Because the events that occurred on his stream made me a little bit sick. They made me a little bit upset, and it
made me very upset because I know people who have been enabled their entire lives to drink alcohol and do drugs. And they've completely fucked up their lives. My stepdad is in a wheelchair with wet brain. He can't talk. And he does talk, but you can't understand him. And he keeps going. He rambles. He's like all day, non-stop, talking about nothing. Because he has made himself retarded from drinking alcohol so much. And he's in a wheelchair. And he can't walk. He can't move. He shits on himself all the time. Because people enabled him. And I watched it happen. Same with my mom. But not with alcohol, with meth. And now she's got one leg because she was shooting meth up into the back of her knee, rotted her leg off. And every week, she goes through psychosis and has no fucking idea what's going on. And she fucking goes insane. Thinks that the internet's talking to her through the walls. Thinks that people are trying to crawl out of the walls and shit. Like, come on, man. Get fucking real. This shit is no good.
Shook me to my core. And the reason why it bothered me so much.
And Ludwig's dad went through the same thing. Ludwig's dad died from alcohol. And people enabling him. So he should fucking know.
is due to the fact that I had that pre-existing respect for Ludwig, that pre-existing affinity for Ludwig. I mean, I even used to steal the guy's thumbnails and titles. Absolutely, I 100% did. I used to consume his content all the time. I watched that whole damn subathon when he was sleeping in that race car bed. And I think a lot of people are currently disappointed in Ludwig's actions. And
because he's not taking accountability. Because nobody in that whole weird freak circus can take accountability. Because it's all about self-preservation and making as much money as possible and being as popular as possible.
The fact that he won't take accountability for them is honestly quite disheartening. We're gonna break this down bit by bit. I'm gonna show you the call out, the reason why I'm making this video. I was gonna make one and leave it alone because I don't really consider Ludwig a threat to the streaming space like I do other people that I frequently make content on. I'm not a guy who
like Hassan Piker and his weird immediate circle. Ludwig's not in a circle, but he's a satellite.
Wants drama with anybody and everybody. I never want to be that drama at all. I just want to correct the bully's behavior in this space, which is why I like calling out all of the problematic people, the people giving people false accusations, false allegations, promoting terrorism, saying horrific things about people's dead relatives, implying that people are criminals on baseless claims. Those are the people that I consider threats.
Yeah, I just like to call toxic garbage pieces of shit. Toxic garbage pieces of shit. That's all I do here. And make fun of them.
However, Ludwig was a very, very, very small man yesterday, so let's go ahead and talk about it. And I want to make this very...
He's tiny. He's tiny little man. So small.
Clear. Ludwig, if you do see this, and this does hurt your feelings, I mean, I guess it is what it is. And
it probably will hurt his feelings, because he's a giant pussy.
I want to let you know, I'm not sitting here talking about false accusations. I'm not sitting here talking about false allegations.
He's not sitting here saying, hey, look what your chat's saying. You must be a garbage piece of shit because of what your chat's saying. Ludwig did that with Asmongold, even though I agree with what the chat was saying. Does that make me garbage? Probably. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm right. I think what I think, man. I can't help it.
Anything speculative. What I am doing right now is I'm doing a thorough breakdown on objectively what you did that is on stream that is proven by your own actions. If you want to make a follow-up video shit-talking me, you're more than welcome to. If you want...
He probably will. Or maybe he won't because he's trying to stay out of drama, but he just can't help himself.
I'm gonna make a video talking about all of the horrible shit that everybody fucking does that's been pulled out of their ass, you're more than welcome to. You wanted to stay away from drama, and sure, I don't know if Hassan will approve of you making that video, but if you do get your daddy's permission, then sure, go ahead, you can do that. And that's a little bit of a joke.
Not really. I mean, it is a joke, but he knows what's up.
I know that probably pissed you off. But let's go ahead and get into this shit right now. So, last night, Ludwig goes live with CDawg VA. He goes ahead and he says this.
Enable game chat. It's actually one of my greatest pleasures that...
Now, I would like to pretense this with CDawg VA is currently 1-3. They're losing very hard. The enemy is up 7 kills. They're both probably miserable as fuck. And as well as they're playing League of Legends, which means they're most likely on suicide watch enough as it is. I don't know how much money you would have to pay me to play League of Legends on stream.
Hang on, I gotta check something real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so CDawg VA had a podcast with Anime Man, and they put Hassan Piker on there, and it got fucking nuked from orbit. I remember when that happened. I thought it was this guy.
Jesus Christ, haven't done that in years. But usually, this is how you know someone has chronic clinical depression. Yeah, oh, you can't hear it? Great, let me pull up another clip then.
Enable game chat. It's actually one of my greatest pleasures that I get to die never having to speak to these people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like a Tectone video. I can die never watching one.
Dude, he just can't get it out of his mind. All Asmongold, Tectone, Nuxtaku, they all live in these people's heads rent-free, man.
It sounds to me like somebody may or may not have watched my video.
Yep. 100%. How would he know? How would he know if he didn't watch it? Man, 1000%. His butt is hurting so bad right now, man.
I know. Ludwig, the thing that's really a shame, and what I don't know if you'll actually believe me for, is that the original video was called Ludwig is a disgusting, filthy, lying rat. I, who have a conscience, just changed it to be Ludwig is a rat. And I think you'd agree after watching this video that me calling you what you are isn't an insult. I'm trying to make you aware of your own actions, not things that I've speculated upon, but things that you have actually done.
Well, they can't take criticism. They actually actively get upset about criticism, and they think it's hate. And that leads to more hate. Like, they're fucking morons. Just acknowledge the criticism. Just acknowledge it. I do. Most people who criticize me are fucking stupid, but there are some people down there in the comments section, they'll say some stuff every once in a while and be like, yeah, man, you're right. I'm a fucking idiot.
Not 4 years ago, not 5 years ago, 2 days ago, to one of your closest friends. Now, you expressed that you'd rather kill yourself than watch one of my videos. Well, Ludwig, I have a feeling you sound a lot like somebody who's watched one of my videos. And by the way, if you're here watching my video right now, make sure to press like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications. Let's keep going here. So true.
It's a good life. It's a good life that I get.
I know. C-Dog being a bro, backing up his homie, who's clearly tilted. You know what's really funny, Lud? Trash Taste, C-Dog, VA, Joey, Giga, they actually invited me on Trash Taste way back in the day. Do you know that Joey used to watch my content on Arc Nights every single day? I actually have a lot of respect for the Trash Taste crew, but I do think it was funny that C-Dog said so true.
Hey, whoa, Tectone, did you not mention that they got nuked from orbit because of they put Hassan Piker on an episode of their podcast and they had to delete it because the backlash was so bad? Maybe he missed that.
Obviously cheering on a good old buddy in League of Legends. Some people want me to be angry at that, but I just won't. I've met up with C-Dog and VA in real life, and I still like the guy a little bit, even if he was taking a little bit of shit talk at me. He hasn't really done anything fucked up, so I don't feel like the need to go in on him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's keep going here. I don't really thrive for drama, and I hope that you believe me here. If I was, I would say, man, Ludwig and C-Dog VA, they really crossed the line, and now we're crashing out. Yeah, I'm just not really interested in doing that.
I am. I 100% am. I love this shit.
Ludwig, this isn't me farming you for clicks. This is me showing a man who has fucked up. And we're now 7 minutes in this video. We're going to get in here even more. We're going to keep going here.
It's a really healthy life.
It is. It is.
Great. So you said that you would rather kill yourself than watch one of my videos. And that's not really cool to say. So let me tell you why you had this very small.
Why would he even say that? Why would he say that out loud? You know, he could have just not talked about it. Oh, I don't want to be involved in any kind of drama. I don't want to be a drama guy anymore. And then just fucking something like that pours out of his mouth. Like he's actually a disgusting, lying rat.
Small, very petty little boy behavior on
True.
your stream. And that is because
It'd be one thing if that was your content where you're like, no, Tectone's, he's a garbage piece of shit. And if he was doing that all the time, you know, like I do, then I would be fine with it. I'd respect it. But the fact that he's like, no, I'm going to stay away from all that. I don't want to be a drama guy. Tectone, I'd rather kill myself than watch one of his videos. And then that'd be it. No, get the fuck out of here with that.
you are now facing the consequences of your own actions, where you have fucked up, and once again, you are skirting accountability, and you completely threw over one of your friends under the bus after you completely fucked over his life.
True.
And I mean this genuinely, Ludwig. You completely butt-fucked Mango's entire life. Now, I want to make this very clear. Did Mango fuck up? Absolutely.
True.
100%. Of course he did. Everybody knows he did. And he is responsible for his own actions.
True.
Now, a lot of you guys, and this is the reason why I'm making this video, a lot of you guys say, Ludwig is not responsible for someone else's actions
Here we fucking go. Let's go.
in his event. This is a good counter argument that a lot of people say. Because play devil's advocate. A lot of you guys might
This right here, this is going to show me who watched my video and who didn't. Because they're still going to say that it was all Mango's fault. And they're not even going to know what Tectone's argument for that is. And what my argument is.
think, well, that's Mango. It's not Ludwig's fault. He's not responsible for anybody else's actions. And for some people, you might agree. Some people might say no. Some people might say yes. Do you know who would disagree with that very take? Do you know who would disagree that you are not responsible for someone else's actions?
Psychologists?
Ludwig himself. And this is why we're talking about this here today. The only person responsible for someone's actions is the someone that did the action. If little Timmy sees a video of a guy eating a fuckload of Takis and faking domestic violence, and then eats a fuckload of Takis and slaps his crush, Timmy is responsible, not the other guy. I just said your argument is weak. Fight someone else in the comments. How is it weak?
Okay. He's like, fight someone else in the comments. But he keeps responding. Like, dude is an actual fucking moron. Dude, get off of social media. You got to. You got to. You're driving yourself insane. What are you doing? Also, Tectone, cool it with the fucking tabs, man. That is way too many tabs. How does your computer run?
Bro, nobody is responsible for what random idiots do but the idiot that did it. The fact that you seem to think that you have this much pull and control over randos that roll up to his stream says more about ego than anything else, to which Ludwig responded, I think there's a lot of good arguments for not having responsibility. I just specifically think mentioning a 1 in 100,000 extreme cases proof of why that should be the case is weak. Weak argument equals weak stance. It's not weak, it's true. You aren't responsible for what randoms do unless you specifically say, hey, go do unshit in my name. Ludwig, you have actively fought people who said that you aren't responsible for someone else's actions. You believe that you are responsible for someone else's actions. By the way, this was in regards to chat policing. This was in place for community policing, saying that a streamer is in control of their chat and a streamer is in control of their community and they should dictate what that chat and community should do. So if you believe a streamer is in charge of their chat, randoms on the internet, why the fuck do you think you're not responsible for taking care of one of your best friends in a weakened state?
This is fucking incredible. What a fucking hypocrite Ludwig is. That's probably going to be the title. Ludwig is a massive hypocrite.
Around alcohol that you know is his vice, a suffering alcoholic in a public on display format in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Ludwig, if you had a fucking spine, you would understand that you fucked up.
Well, hold on. Let's also bring Twitch in on this. Why didn't Twitch do anything about this? Why didn't Twitch ban it? Because there was actually a guy sexually harassing women. And they didn't do nothing about it. Why? Is it because Ludwig's their silver boy? I almost said golden boy, but Hassan Piker's the golden boy.
Bringing Mango into that situation. You need to wake the up. Because if you
Also, all of his fans that are glazing him and saying that it wasn't Ludwig's fault, it was all on Mango, they need to wake the fuck up.
are going to say that a streamer is in charge of their chat, yes, the streamer host should be fucking taking care of the people in their community. Ludwig, you invited a known alcoholic of 10 years to an alcohol abusing festival, and you cheered for this. Hey, everybody! Ready for this?
So apparently,
You cheered for a alcoholic blowing a .32. You need to see this, okay? The legal limit in America is a .08. Ludwig, he was 4 times over that.
He was pushing fatality.
The .3 to .4 zone of alcohol poisoning and loss of consciousness. Once he got to a .32, you say, and I quote, let's get those numbers up to, at 4.
Yeah, the next milestone is 0.40%, and that's probably gonna be death.
At 0.4, he was at 0.32. At 0.4, it is potentially fatal, risk of coma and death. At 0.3, you have alcohol poisoning, loss of consciousness, altered mood, reduced reaction time, slurred speech, slowed thinking, nausea, vomiting, loss of balance. This isn't drama, Ludwig. This is you putting streamers' lives at risk for content. He blacked the fuck out. Even his tweets show he has no idea what the fuck happened. He doesn't even remember the night's event. He doesn't even remember doing anything.
Yeah, and Ludwig pushed him to that point. We gotta bring those numbers up!
He was that fucked up, and you encouraged that. Now, some people are saying that he got to a 0.37 later in the party. I cannot verify that. I cannot find the clip, so I don't want to weigh in on that. I'm not going to speculate.
Yeah, if that is true, then Ludwig, oh well, even if that's not true, Ludwig was actively trying to fucking kill this guy whether he knew it or not. He's just a massive fucking idiot. And guess what? Being a massive fucking idiot doesn't make it okay. Oh shit, I accidentally killed somebody. I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. Fuck. Yes, it is. Doesn't matter if you're a massive fucking idiot.
I'm not going to go in on what people are accusing you of. I am only going to talk about what is in front of me. And you putting someone else's life at risk is not good, especially someone who you considered one of your best friends. And here's the worst thing, Ludwig. You can't act like you didn't fucking know. And the reason why you can't act that way is because multiple streamers warned you to not fucking invite him.
Mango was saying that shit earlier.
Mango's been practicing drinking beer for a week.
Okay,
Practicing drinking beer. That was a real sentence that came out of her mouth. He's been practicing. Why do you... what the fuck? What the fuck? These people are evil. Not Valkyrie. I don't know her. I just have heard of her. But Ludwig, he's fucking evil. What the fuck?
Mango is like an alcoholic. Mango can drink 30 beers.
You said, and I quote, Mango is an alcoholic. Should I invite an alcoholic to a beer?
Well, to be fair, he didn't say Mango was an alcoholic. He said Mango was like an alcoholic. Which makes you a fucking alcoholic? I don't fucking get it, man.
Drinking party. Is it okay for a recovering alcoholic to drink? For some recovering alcoholics, the safe course remains complete abstention, avoiding not just the chemical, but also the psychological triggers associated with alcohol consumption. Well, there we go. That's what Google thinks. Yeah, Ludwig, we shouldn't invite a fucking alcoholic with a known alcohol issue to a beer drinking party. You invited this person personally. And it's like, dude, I literally feel like I'm talking to a child right now. Like, I hate...
Yeah, he's stuck in high school. He's got high school brain. He thinks that he's still on the football team.
How in big 2025, you're 29 years old. We're pretty much the same age.
He literally is the same age as me.
31. Now, according to the internet,
I didn't even know Tectone was 31. Fuck, we're like the same age. Holy shit. I used to watch, like when I was in high school, I used to watch people who were adults that were like 30. And now I'm actually watching people who are my age. And when I'm like 35, am I still gonna be watching people who are like 30? It's like my sweet spot for age, I guess.
dead in the dirt, and you still got 1 year left to live. Because once you're 30, then you're fucking dead. That's just how the fucking world works. This is the thing that I don't understand when people tell me, oh, well, now you're covering politics. I'm not covering politics, guys. I'm covering common fucking sense. I don't know how someone is this bitter at me due to the fact that I said, hey, man, don't invite your recovering alcoholic buddy to a beer drinking party. Encourage him at a 0.25 to drink more. Encourage him at a 0.32 to drink more, getting him to a near fatal level of alcoholism. And then when he does things he doesn't remember, then you throw him underneath the bus. Guys, is now permanently banned on Twitch. He's been removed from C9, which he was like one of the original members. As well as there was one other thing, and now he's banned from all future Ludwig events, meaning after the severe.
Also, he launched Ludwig's career. Ludwig just completely fucked all that up, backstabbed his friend that started him on content creation, that put him in the place that he's at. Absolutely evil, absolutely disgusting.
hit in his career, there is no way for him to have a bounce back.
And act the same he does off no beers. He's a machine of a
He
man.
said he had 7 beers already today.
If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000.
Is this event enabling him?
He's the he's
Valkyrie says, and I quote, "And when someone looks at you like this, with a concerned look like this, isn't this event enabling him?" What did you respond with?
a 2-time champion. He's never lost.
You
What, do you see her face? She was like dumbfounded. She was just like, oh my God. These people remind me of people that I used to see at high school parties. Whenever I used to go to high school parties, this was the kind of shit that would go down. This was the kind of drama shit that would go down at the party. And then after. And then the dude who was in trouble, the dude who threw the party, the dude that got people sick, that was encouraging people to get drunk as fuck, didn't take accountability. But guess what? He was the one who got arrested. Literally fucking happened, by the way.
completely skirt the question and you say, well, he's the 2-time champion. Yeah, I would imagine an alcoholic is the champion of an alcohol party. Yes. Now let's keep going here. Now maybe you didn't know what his actions were. Maybe you didn't see him getting crazy. Maybe you didn't see him going over the edge. Maybe you didn't see a weird part of him being unlocked and party on 4K on thousands of people's streams. Maybe you just didn't see. And this is why you're ragging this way after the fact. Oh, let's watch this clip real quick.
Karaoke?
We're doing it here.
Here?
Well, apparently everyone's just trying to run it here because we got drinks and it's easy to set up.
I'm down. Hi, babe.
His eyes are glazed over. His speech is slurred. He's in an environment where his shirts are off because you thought of a great idea that it should be shirts versus skins.
What are you pulling her hair?
He's immediately trying to touch women.
Don't beat her ass
You
up,
guys
bro.
are amazing.
I won't let him beat you up.
You push him away.
Thank you, Lud.
Yeah, some actual creepy high school bullshit. And he's just like acting like it's not a big deal. Just like creepy kids in high school, man. They never grow up. They never grew up.
He comes closer.
Thank you for having me.
Hey,
Boink,
thank you for
boink,
competing.
boink.
You know he's being weird.
Placing.
I got second in the.
It's right in front of you. You know he's being weird.
Right?
Borderlands spawns are actually good.
He's still being fucking weird.
It was fun. I was loving it. I love Borderlands 4. But
I got a video coming out about Borderlands 4 today. Apparently, Randy Pitchford did some more dumb shit. But this isn't about that.
this was the best day ever.
You push him away again. You then try to block him off from Extra Emily.
She only watched that shit once a month.
You know very well that he is completely far gone. You know very well he's being weird as fuck. You know very well he's smacking on bitches' heads.
Yeah, this kind of stuff is normal when you're in a high school party. That's probably what he was thinking, not the high school part, but, you know, it's true. That stuff is normal at a high school party because they're immature. And alcohol multiplies that by 10. And Ludwig was completely okay with it.
You know he's gone. You know he's blazed. You know he's over the limit. What you should have done, and it's very obvious, and I hate saying this, and you're the one who said that you should be responsible for your own community. If you did not say that, this video would not be being made. I would say, okay, Ludwig doesn't give a fuck. Clearly, you are trying to give the illusion that you give a fuck. With Hassan saying, and I quote, Ludwig calculates the most friendly, non-offensive takes of all time. Well, in this non-offensive take where you said that everybody was responsible for their Twitch chat and community, you need to be responsible for what happens at your parties. You know he was being weird. You chose to keep him on the stream because he's the 2-time champion. You need him for content. You need him for views. You need him to make this event epic. And you know he was being weird as shit. You couldn't have just said, hey man, you're too fucked up, called him an Uber and got him out of there. You kept him live on this shit. You know he was being weird the entire fucking time. And his life is now completely fucking ruined. Now, obviously, I know there's some things that happened with your dad. I'm not going to bring those up. There's a lot of people who want me to bring those up.
I'll fucking bring those up because the same shit happened to me. Bro should have fucking known. He did know. But the views were more important to him. Didn't give a fuck. He probably didn't even really know because he was just clouded by alcohol and money.
And you know what I'm going to say, and I'm not going to say it. because I don't feel like crossing that boundary.
I fucking will. I fucking will. And I did. Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking garbage piece of shit liar. Not Tectone. I'm talking about Ludwig.
But if anybody should know the effect of alcoholism, it should be you. You should know damn well how
True.
bad that is. And it's a shame, rather than showing any remorse, you say, fuck Mango, he's never invited, he fucked up by himself, nobody else played into that. You set bro up for disaster, and you know he did.
Ask what any recovered alcoholic online would say about this. What would Steve-O say about this? I wonder. He's probably the most famous case of somebody who was enabled. Somebody who went through all of this bullshit. Wonder what he's got to say about it. I really wish that he'd say something. Because I think whatever Steve-O says is probably going to end up being what the narrative is. I hope it makes its way over to him, man.
You know you did. You took an alcoholic. You brought it to your party. You were warned to not do this. You were questioned. Hey, isn't this enabling him? Your other friend said, hey, the amount of alcohol he's drinking is very dangerous. We should stop. You say, no, we need to get those numbers up. You get him to a 0.32, blackout levels of alcoholism. He acts weird. You see him being weird. You don't step in. You don't remove him. You let him continue when he doesn't know what's going on, and now his life is ruined forever. You could have apologized. You could have maybe helped him get into an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, though judging by your actions, you most likely would bring a kegger to an Alcohol Anonymous meeting. You set him up to fail. You ruined his life. His wife is in shambles. And while I agree Mango did fuck up, and I absolutely agree, he is responsible for his own actions. You are responsible for bringing your friend into this incredibly dangerous environment. You are.
Yeah, and you're also supposed to help your friends when they're in trouble, man. Not just completely be like, nope, he fucked up. Not my friend anymore, even though I kind of caused it to happen. Not my friend anymore. He's off on his own. He can Minecraft jump himself for all I care. Not my problem. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
And you can be upset at me. And the reality is, Ludwig, if you are upset at me, you want to know why that is? Because you're not actually upset at me. You're upset at yourself. You know I have not misconstrued anything. You know I don't have an agenda against you. I have no pre-existing hatred for you whatsoever. In fact, I've been told by a lot of my friends, old friends, that I should hate you, and I don't. But I think displaying this level of childishness and this lack of any empathy or support or caring for your friends is disgusting. And I hate this world of streaming that.
Well, his friends, fine. He got friends, but money and self-preservation is way more important than friends, right? Right?
We live in, where we're willing to throw anybody under the bus if it means saving our own skin. You couldn't even take a little bit. You couldn't even take a little bit of bad PR.
Yeah, he could have even just said, nope, it was all on Mango. We're going to help this guy. He's not going to be an alcoholic anymore. You're not allowed to drink. And we're going to throw an event for it. Literally, why didn't he fucking do that? It's so obvious that that's the way to go. You fucked up. You can fix it like that. If not, if you don't do that, then everybody's just going to be like this. It's going to be like this forever. Just going to be another strike against you.
To ease it up on him even a little bit. You said, nah, fuck him. It's all his fault. I can't believe he did that. You said, oh man, disgusting. I don't condone that. Oh, pathetic. Not me. You couldn't have said, man, I feel horrible. Mango was my friend. I knew he was struggling with alcoholism, but I invited him anyways. I was warned, I didn't listen. People warned me again, I didn't listen. I fed into his weakness, I fed into his vices, and he fucked up, and I hate the fact that I put him in that position. You didn't say that. You couldn't take any heat off of that. You let him fry and die by himself, and now his life is over. And once again, am I a big C9 Mango fan? No, I don't even know the guy. I know he plays Smash. Maybe I watched a couple clips. Is he one of the guys in the Wombo combo clip? I don't fucking know. I'm just calling a spade a spade. And I really just think, and guys, this goes for all streamer parties, If you're recording yourself on a streamer party and you're getting alcohol involved, that shit's gay as fuck. It is. I've been to a couple. I'll never go again. And if I do end up going to one in the future,
Yeah, I'm never going to a party where everybody's drinking and that's like the thing that everybody's doing. I might go to a get together where we're drinking beer, but we're not like actively trying to get fucked up. Actual childish behavior. Like not little child, like 18. 18 is a child to me. That's like 18-year-old behavior. And you're fucking 30, bro. Grow the fuck up.
I bet your ass I will be sober as fuck, making sure that the people there are okay and actually trying to help people if they're making an ass out of themselves rather than enabling it and letting them destroy their lives. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. But I think this whole situation is absolutely disgusting. I think it's been handled with, to be honest, a disgusting amount of negligence, disgusting amount of no one being able to take accountability for their own actions.
I think Twitch should do something about it. I think they should. They're not gonna, because they won't do anything about the actual terrorist supporter, and they're gonna ban people for calling a whore. They should, and Ludwig should help his friend, but he's evil. So that's just the way it goes in the streamer celebrity culture, just celebrity culture in general, when you're focused on nothing but money.
And I'm seeing deflecting and misconstruing, and I'm not seeing anybody try to help someone out where they completely fucked their life. And yes, once again, I'm gonna say this for the third time this video, Mango absolutely fucked up as well. But Ludwig, so did you. And you need to take accountability. Don't do this shit, because you wanna know why more people aren't calling you out? Because they know you're a figurehead. They know you're a ringleader. They know if they hold you accountable for your own actions, they won't get invited to the next big streamer thing. And that's why these people don't call you out, because they know they want the clout.
Yep, because they're all a bunch of evil pussies too. Fuck them all. Everybody who isn't coming out against Ludwig. I mean, come on, man. It's fucking obvious what's going on here. It's the same shit that the celebrities do. I thought we got away from all this celebrity culture where everybody's silent about the Diddy parties. That's the next step. I bet that's what's going on behind the scenes with Ludwig. Wouldn't fucking surprise me.
And you know that's true. You know a lot of these people don't actually give a fuck about you. They only care about what you can do for them. And that's the truth. When all this shit's said and done, it's a shame. I think the streaming space is already disgusting. And to be honest, I think it got a little bit more disgusting over the past couple days. Let's take some accountability, guys. Let's try to be good friends in a space full of piranhas and full of pieces of shit. Let's just try to help our friends. Let's not set them up for disaster. And when you see someone fall, you don't have to kick him in the nuts. Take some accountability. I know you're 29. I guess 2 more years till you gain empathy, just like I-dubs. I'm out.
Yep, all these people are disgusting. This is why I don't collab with anybody, because I'm just like, so many people are gross. And you never know, because they stay silent about it. I'll never stay silent about it. If I find something that's gross and it's happening around me, I'll call it out, even if my entire life crashes around me. I don't give a fuck. I give no fucks. I'll lose it all to do what's right.